Network. Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
All right, everyone, welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast. I am your host, Aaron Weinbaum, and sorry I am late this week. I got stranded in Florida, long story short, and I'm back now, thank goodness. So I'm going to pick the fights for Robert Whittaker, Kelvin Gastelum, UFC Vegas 24. So if you're on Twitter, Facebook, you can ask me questions. I should be able to get your comments. I did last week as well. But more importantly, you can join me here on Haps. So basically what Haps is, you get to, for free, multicast to all these destinations. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, the whole shebang. And that's just about how you explain it. So, great UFC card last week. It went about like I thought it was going to be for me. I don't remember any big surprise. I thought Mike Perry was going to get beat, and he did. Thought Kevin Holland was going to get beat, and he did. But kudos to Kevin Holland for taking that fight. He didn't have to. And, he was exposed a few weeks before that by Derek Brunson. So, we kind of thought Marvin Vettori would have an easy way to that. So, very good. And what we're going to go ahead and do now is let me get into some of these fights for this weekend in Vegas. Vegas is going to have a whole lot happening. Apparently, they're opening back up for July, which would be awesome if that's true, where the Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier fight is taking place. So, anyone has any tickets, feel free to help a guy out. Make sure I have everything pulled up like I should. I do. Very good. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right now. Oh, hang on here. Boom, boom, boom. So anyone that would like to help me pick some fights, feel free to hop on Haps or wherever you are, and we'll do it. We'll do it from there. So, all right, let me see if I can pin this. I think what's happening with Twitter is, and this kind of stinks, this is where all my peeps were from. It's not streaming to the Twitter platform yet. It's still streaming to Periscope, which kind of stinks. But, it is what it is. So here I am trying to start all over again on Haps and YouTube and whatnot. So if you are on any of those platforms, I would certainly appreciate a sub, a share, a whatever, and of course, audio as well on all of your favorite podcasting platforms over at AaronSaysWhat.com and clicking on the MMA Fight Picks tab. So I guess since I don't have anyone on here yet, we're going to get to today's sponsor. Yes. Manscaped.com. We've been going on a few months now with this podcast, and Manscaped proudly supports us. So, hey, you. Yeah, you got Bush? You definitely do if you haven't tried the best products from our sponsor today, Manscaped. After using these life-changing products, you're going to want to join a ballsack beauty contest. Is that a thing? I don't know, but you're certainly going to want to join. I'm looking out for you, too, because I also have an exclusive 20% discount that's using promo code MMAFP at Manscaped.com. Manscaped is dedicated to helping you level up your full-body grooming game with their perfect Package 3.0 kit. This kit comes with the Essential Lawnmower 3.0. This is the best trimmer on the market to help you trim up the hedges. The trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. You can also use it in the shower. You can, it's got a little light on there so you don't have accidents. When you trim the hedges, the tree stands taller. Things don't grow in the shade, people. You can also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, as well as a Crop Reviver Ball Toner. It's like a little spritz for the balls. It wakes them up in the middle of the day. It's wonderful. With the perfect package or performance package purchase, you get 2 free gifts. That's the Shed Travel Bag, a $39 value and the patented high performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. So here's what you do. You get 20% off of free shipping with the promo code MMAFP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use promo code MMAFP is 2021 and you still got Bush? Change that with manscaped.com. All right. Enough of that. Let's get to these fights here. And like I said, I will get to all of your wonderful comments here. How about that? All right. First up, the bout order has changed a few times since I've looked these over, but Tony Gravely taking on Anthony Burchak. So Anthony Burchak back in the UFC. That's really cool to see. Let's take a look at Tony Gravely first. I got to tell you, I don't know much about him, but he did just have a nice little win over Geraldo da Fritas. He did lose to Brett Johns, did beat Ray Rodriguez at the Contender Series. So before that, he was fighting in CES. I don't even know what that is. But Burchak, man, he has been bouncing around. He has lost his last two. His last 1, 2. There's a lot of. He just lost. In the UFC. He didn't lose 2 in a row. He lost to Gustavo Lopez. So very interesting here. But I think he took that fight in on short notice, which got him back in the UFC. Before that, some wins in Combate, LFA. Let's see here. God, he's been all over the place. Combate. And then had some Ryzen fights as well. Didn't do so well there. So, yeah, this is cool. This is a comeback fight. I would think if he wins this, not on short notice, I think he's had a training camp for this. Let's take a look and see what the odds have to say, shall we? Okay, so Tony Gravely is a minus 300 favorite going into this. Wow. Big underdog here, plus 240 for Anthony Burchak. I want Anthony Burchak to prove me wrong, but I think the odds probably have this right. I mean, I don't know if he's that big of an underdog. He definitely has more UFC experience, more composure, that sort of thing you would think, but you don't know. So let's see what happens here. And I am going to pick Tony Gravely to win this fight. Next up, the returning Jessica Penne against Lupita Godinez. All right, let's take a look at Penny. Penny had some USADA issues, so she's not even ranked anymore due to inactivity. Excuse me. So, before being out of the UFC, she's lost 3 in a row to the tops of the tops. Danielle Taylor, not so much. I'm not sure who that is, but Jessica Andrade, Joanna Jędrzejczyk does have wins over Randa Marcos, Lisa Ellis. Oh, that was an exhibition bout. That was an Ultimate Fighter. So, yeah, not as much UFC wins as I thought she would have. Let's take a look at Lupita, nicknamed Lupe. Very good. So this is her first UFC fight too. So she has lots of wins before that, but it's really against nobody I've heard of. What's her record? 4-0. No, that's not right either. I take that back. That is not her record. She's on a 7-fight win streak, but her pro MMA record is 5-0. Okay. Interesting. And Penne has not fought since, golly, let's take a look. Yeah, 2017. Golly, 4-year layoff. I don't know what she's doing in between. Let's take a look and see what the odds have to say, shall we? So, Penne, huge underdog here, plus 240. Big favorite, minus 305, Lupita Godinez. What a great comeback story it would be. But again, I think the odds are this wide for a reason. And I would say Godinez probably gets her first UFC win. Friend of the podcast, Gerald Mershot, GM3, taking on Bartosz Fabianski. Can't say it. The Butcher. So GM3, man, not had the best luck lately. He did just lose to Kazmat Shamaev back in September. of last year. Also, lost to Ian Heinisch a few months before that. Hasn't won since Duran Win back in March of last year. Did take a split decision loss to Eric Anders as well. Ooh, man. Let's take a look at this guy. Bartos, I'm not real familiar with it, but he did just lose to Andre Muniz in September of last year. So fought about the same time last year, I think possibly. Was it the same card? Possibly. Let's see here. No, it was not. It's a couple weeks apart, so my bad on that. He does have a win over Darren Stewart. That's way back in Cage Warriors, so what the heck? So he's been in the UFC now. Oh, since September last year. So he won that fight against Darren Stewart, which got him into the UFC, where he lost against Andre Muniz. Okay. So Bartos. He has a win over. I guess he was out of the UFC and then he was back in. So, wow. Okay. He lost to Michel Prazeres, I guess, which put him out of the UFC. And then he beat Emil Weber-Meek, who was thought to be a big thing for a minute there. And then wins. Okay. I get it now. Let's just take a look at the odds, okay? The odds say that they're near even, with Bartos being the slight favorite at minus 135, Mershot being plus 110. I like Mershot in this fight. I think he's hungry. He wants this win. He needs this win. And what the hell? He follows my Quinto Realty account on Twitter. So, boom. There you go. Next up, Violent Bob Ross, Luis Pena. Had a disappointing guillotine loss to Karma Worthy, taking on Alex Munoz. So, excuse me. So before that, he had a win over Steve Garcia. Lost to the Steamroller, Matt Fravola. He's got some good wins though. Matt Wyman. He's just kind of mixed it in there a little bit. Matt Wyman been around forever. Let's take a look at Alex here. Just lost to Nasrat Hakparest. Before that, he was on quite a win streak. Really, nobody I heard of. Nasrat is only a UFC, but he did beat Nick Newell. Oh, I remember this. He's the Team Alpha Male kid. Is this correct? Yeah, he just kind of kept hitting him on the, on the side he couldn't protect himself. That was Nick Newell. Yes, I remember this fight. So we'll see what happens here. Let's see what the odds have to say, shall we? Luis Pena is a slight favorite, minus 140. So that surprises me a little bit that he wouldn't be a little more of a favorite. So Munoz is plus 110. I think I like Luis Pena in this fight. Next up, Andre the Pitbull Arlovski. I feel like he just fought, taking on Chase Sherman. So did he just fight? Yeah, okay, February. That wasn't that long ago. Just lost to Tom Aspinall, who's a beast. But, beat Tanner Boser, beat Felipe Lins in a fight I thought he was going to lose. Yeah, interesting. Let's see Chase the Vanilla Gorilla here. He made his triumphant UFC return back in May. So he hasn't fought in almost a year. I'd like to know the story behind that. I'm not sure. Joey Beltran, he lost to Joey Beltran at bare knuckle. So interesting. But before that, he had some wins. Interesting. But yeah, since leaving the UFC, he's been all over the place. He lost to Augusto Sakai back in September 2018, and then he comes back and beats Frank Tate, Jeremy May in Island Fights. Goes to Bare Knuckle FC for a couple of fights, and then comes back and beats Ike Villanueva. So very interesting. Let's see what the odds have to say. I would think Andre would be a favorite, and he is. A slight favorite at minus 155. Chase Sherman, a slight underdog. So very interesting. I think I like Arlovski in this fight. if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that he used to train. They used to maybe train at Greg Jackson together. I'm pretty sure Andre is at ATT now. Let me check that out. Yeah, he's at ATT. Where's Chase at? Yeah. Oh, well, now they're both on ATT. Interesting, but he's with an affiliation there in Mississippi, whereas I believe Andre's in Florida. Yeah, so interesting. I think the odds have it right. I think I like Andre in this fight. Next up, Jakar Close taking on Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy Stephens returning to lightweight. I like that, I think. Let's think here. Yeah, so Jakar just fought in November last year. I thought he had fought more recently. He lost to Beneil Dariush, who's going to be fighting Tony Ferguson soon. Before that, he had wins over Bobby Green, Lando Vidana, and Christos Giagos. He does have a loss in there to David Tamer. That's way back in 2017. Take a look here at Jeremy Stephens. So, listen, he's doing what lots of guys try to do, and he's trying to reinvent himself in another weight class, but the guys he lost to are the tops of the tops, okay? Calvin Kattar, Yair Rodriguez, Zabit Margomet Sharipov, Jose Aldo, okay? Those are the tops in the featherweight. Maybe he was cutting a lot of weight. I don't know. I'd like to see what the odds say here. What say you odds? Even. Ooh. This is interesting. So, near even, with Jeremy Stephens just kind of being a minus 150 slight favorite here, whereas Jakar is plus 120. Ooh. I probably will like the underdog in this one. He's been fighting the bigger guys at 155. Jeremy hasn't fought at 155 in some time, and I want to see when that is. So, Jeremy Stephens, when did you last fight at 155 pounds? Gosh. Max Holloway? No, that was also featherweight. Oh, it's a way long time ago. Cub. Yeah, Yves Edwards. Okay, that's when he almost went to jail. Was that? Golly. Holy moly. It's either 2012 or 2015 because I don't remember what Esteban Payan is, but holy moly. That's a long time. So, yeah, man, I'm going to go with the slight, I'm going to go with the, we'll see what the odds do, but it's near even. So slight underdog here, Jakar Close. I'm going to go with him on that one. Very interesting. All right. Next up. Kelvin Gastelum taking this fight on some short notice against Robert Whittaker. So you remember some time ago, this fight was supposed to take place, and it was canceled because, and this was for the belt even, it was canceled because Robert Whittaker had some intestinal things. So this doesn't seem that long ago, but it was February 2019. So, wow. A little over 2 years ago. Amazing. Since then, Kelvin fought Israel to a very close fight of the year, I believe, that, came down to that last round, I believe. And so after that, Kelvin comes back. I'm sorry. Robert Whittaker comes back, fights to unify the belt, because you remember at the time that Israel was just the interim champ, loses in the second round pretty violently, but then since Robert Whittaker has come back to fight Darren Till and Jared Cannonier and win, of course. And that was a nasty fight, Jared Cannonier. I mean, he just pieced him up. It was what a nasty fight that was. I haven't seen Jared Cannonier since. And then he won a nice decision over Till. Is Cannonier even scheduled to fight? Let's take a looky look. No. Wow. So I guess he got him good. taking a look at Kelvin. Did beat that Ian Heinisch in kind of what I would call a comeback fight. That quick submission loss against Jack Hermanson, split decision loss, Darren Till. That was a good fight too. But for sure he lost against Israel. So, yeah, this is a comeback fight, man, for sure. But, as good as Kelvin is, and they're kind of the right size, they're both guys that could fight at welterweight. Kelvin more than Robert, I would say. But, yeah, dude, let's see the odds here. Minus 260 favorite in Robert Whittaker, plus 200 underdog Kelvin. So I think the odds have this right. I like Robert to win this fight. If Kelvin wins this fight, he's right there. He is right back there. And, he'll be piecing. He'll be right there at that title. It could be a nice fight between Darren Till, Marvin Vettori, but that didn't happen. So we could see Kelvin, Darren Till. I think again. I think that would be a good fight. So it's very interesting. I don't know where Kelvin does go. Let me take a look at that again because I think I have my wires crossed here. Would that? Yeah, that fight would be good. Let me take a look and see when that happened last. Oh, dang. Lost it. Because I'm getting some wires crossed here. Darren Till, yes. Okay. Same deal. Yeah, so maybe I wouldn't see that Darren Till fight again. It has been a couple of years almost, but I don't know. Very interesting what happens if Kelvin wins this fight. I think Robert gets the title shot. Don't know for sure if Kelvin does. So, interesting. I'm forgetting somewhere. And then another good fight would be Cannonier, Kelvin, even though Cannonier's coming off a loss, because he was on a tear before that. You got Kelvin 3 losses, maybe this win. A Cannonier Gastelum fight could make sense as well. I'm rambling. Guess what? I see lots of people stop by, but nobody said hi, and that's cool. I appreciate you all listening and going once, going twice on sold on these questions here. I don't see any, so remember to sub, spread the word, tell your friends, share, and I always follow back and whatnot. And remember, promo code MMAFP over at Manscaped. Whoop, barely missed that. Gets you 20% off plus free shipping. So until next time, we'll see you next week. Shalom.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.